But today, interest rates are rolling, adjusting. Hence, 3 months from today, which is January 17th or 16th, I'm going to end up paying $137.50. And on January 17th, depending upon the rate that day, I may pay higher or lower, okay? Hence, there is a risk for the interest rates to rise further for borrowers and fall for lenders. Think of it this way. Suppose you're a bank and you have this loan. If interest rates go down, you know that you're going to get less money. Okay? Your funding sources may or may not be variable. So you want to manage the risk of this. So-called forward rate agreements or the FRAs form the basis of managing such a risk. For example, consider an FRA for a 3-month loan that starts 3 months from now. But the rate for that loan is determined today. Right? And to figure out how to price such a contract, we will use an arbitrage argument. Okay. Our goal, suppose I'm the borrower. The same arguments apply for a lender as well, but let's look at it from just the borrower's point of view. To have, let's say, 10,000, let's do $1 million. In my account 3 months from now, and paid back with interest, of course, 6 months from now. So I'm the borrower. Let's say Rosie is the lender. I go to Rosie and say, lend me $1 million, but I don't want the money now. I want the money 3 months from now. So if we agree, 3 months from now, Rosie is going to give me $1 million. We're going to agree on a rate today. And based on that rate, 6 months from now, I'm going to pay her back principal plus interest. Okay? Suppose this FRA, also known as the forward interest rate, is 6%. Okay? That means if I attain my goal using the FRA 6 months from now, I need to pay $1 million as principal payment, and 1 million times 6% divided by 4, because that 6% is a APR number, plus 15,000 as interest. So if the forward rate is 6%, that's going to cost me $15,000. Okay? Is there an alternative way I could end up with $1 million in my account 3 months from now? Can you think about it? Suppose forward markets were not available and I want $1 million in my account now, but in 3 months, but I'm going to pay it back 6 months from now. Is there a different way I can achieve that? Suppose I made forward markets illegal. If you can't borrow starting in the future, you have only one thing left: borrow now, right? The alternative is to borrow now, but I don't need the money for another 3 months. What do I do when I have money that I don't need now? Anyone? I told you that you have some amount of money, you don't need it now. What are you going to do with that money? You have, let's say, free $1 million that you don't have to spend anywhere right now. What are you going to do? What do you have when you have excess funds? What do you do with it? Yeah, but you're an individual. Think of yourself as a corporation. But you also know that you're going to need that money in 3 months. So if I gave you $10,000, but I told you you're going to need it in 3 months, you probably are not going to spend it. I mean, you could, but that wouldn't be very wise. If you have $10,000 you don't need for 3 months, you're going to invest, save it, right? Which means deposit somewhere. Borrow now and save it, which means invest at the 3-month rate for 3 months. And since I know I'm going to pay the money back in 6 months, I'm going to borrow now for 6 months at the 6-month rate. So I'm going to borrow some amount of money. I'm going to invest it for 3 months. And I'm going to determine that amount. I am going to determine the amount to borrow such that when that amount is invested at the 3-month rate for 3 months, it grows to $1 million. So current 3-month rate is, let me go back to the table. Current 3-month rate is 5.497. And current 6-month rate is, let me see what it is, 5.567. So I'm gonna invest $X, okay? When I multiply it by 1 plus the 3-month interest, which is in this case 5.497%, divided by 4, that's gonna equal $1 million, which means the amount I need to borrow is the present value of $1 million to be obtained in 3 months. So $X is 1 million divided by 1 plus 5.497%. So that's how much I need to borrow. As soon as I borrow that amount, I'm going to invest it at a 3-month rate. By construction, that's going to become $1 million in 3 months. Okay? Then, how much do I need to pay back? In 6 months. Well, I'm going to start with 947. 89425 and